Remember, this is so that we can select everything and then key it and not have to go in and select stuff by hand.
Oh, we're gonna move the whole body. Okay.
Yeah, I'm making a selection thing for the whole body,
Okay.
including the feet and knees.
Right. Okay.
Hips. Okay, that's everything. So I'm going to middle mouse this and then drag it up to the shelf. No, okay. Alright, and I want to make sure that this amount of frames work with here. Okay, ready to work. So if I select this, yeah, I select all this stuff. Cool. I'm just going to save this as jump work in progress. And I'm going to give him something to jump off of.
How many? 20 frames? No, 150 frames.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so what I want to do is I want to move this guy. So I've got this translate all. So if I select his blue mover here, this may not work on whatever rig you're using. This is just this guy right here. And I press up a few times. It's called pick walking. When you press up, it walks up the chain to the highest node, which in this case is this all group. So I can take him and position him here. Now, when I make this guy jump, I'm just using that for position. I don't want to do, woo, I'm jumping, and move this thing, because it slides around his IK and everything. So you're not going to be able to get his feet to lock on the ground when he lands and stuff. So don't use something like this. I know some of you will, because you didn't listen. And you'll be able to tell right away next week when you see these which ones used it, which ones didn't. This is just for rough placement. It's not for positioning the final thing. So once I get this into position, I'm just going to set a key on that and forget that. All right, so what I want to do first is I want to set up my keys so that they're linear in steps. Under animation, I'm going to go weighted tangents, linear, and stepped for the default in and default out. So what that'll do is that'll be like the midterm where we had, what we're going to do is do all the key poses, and then they can jump spline later, right? So that is going to allow us to have Maya hold the key, or hold that pose until we pick a different pose and set another key. So what you need for this is you need an anticipation, right? All right. So you need anticipation, jump, land, and then recover. Right? So if you think about somebody doing the standing long jump, right, and they're getting ready to jump, that's like the anticipation pose, right? You're building up the energy you're going to need to jump. You got your legs bent, you're kind of bent down. It's like a snake, right? When a snake's going to strike, they coil up and then strike. They can't strike from straight out on the ground, right? Because they don't have anything to push off of. You got to get that coiled up, like build up of energy so you can strike. So the same thing with the jump. So we're going to have some kind of anticipation, and then the jump where you're pushing off the ground with your legs and propelling yourself. So if you think of, bouncing ball comes down like this, right? It hits the ground, flattens out. That's your squash. That's your stretch, right? And the ball gets to its normal pose here, and then stretches out before it hits the ground and squashes, right? Same thing with our jump. So this right here is going to be your guy, bent down, getting ready to jump. So if you kind of do a line around your pose, you're going to want a squash ball kind of pose. And then your stretch is going to be the guy with his feet out, he's pushed off the ground, his head's up here, he's leaping through the air. And then here he's going to kind of go back to his regular shape. Feet are probably going to come out in front of him again so that he can get ready to land. And then here his feet are down, ready to touch the ground. Probably can't see this now. And then the landing pose would probably be something similar to that, this squash. And you guys ever do the presidential fitness thing in high school?
Yeah.
We had to like run a mile or do whatever. I went to a really small school, so we had 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, and guys and girls in the same gym class. Not everybody from the school, but the same gym class. So we had a guy gym teacher and a girl gym teacher. And one of the presidential fitness things is long jump. You stand in the line, and you have to jump and see how far you can jump, right? Do the same thing. So there's just one girl, and she was a little on the big side, and she was very self-conscious, and she didn't want to jump in front of everybody. So she let everybody go ahead of her. She kept getting to the back of the line. Right? Well, gym class, there's still like 10 minutes left, and she didn't jump yet. So they're like, all right, just jump. It's okay. And she's like, I don't want to jump in front of everybody. She's like, so everybody's like, oh, it's fine. The teacher's like, it's fine. The guy gym teacher's like, all right, don't laugh at her no matter how far she jumps. Even if she doesn't jump far, don't laugh at her. So they're like, it's okay, just go jump. So she gets up to the line, and she's like all self-conscious. She's got on like jogging pants and t-shirt. And she goes 1, 2, and as she jumps off the ground, she goes, she jumped. Everyone laughed at her, including the gym teachers. And she ran into the school.
Yeah.
She switched out of our gym class. Yeah. So I always think of that every time. So first thing we want to do is get this guy into a decent pose. And actually, I'm going to make a layer for this, for these blocks so that I don't select those by accident.
How did you move him up on top of the box?
I clicked on that blue thing there and just pressed up a few times until I found that all group, and I moved that around to get him up on the box.
Really?
Yes, really.
So I was having a hell of a time moving it.
All right, so I want to get this guy into a decent pose to start with.
After you do that, do you have to clear history on them?
No. If you clear history, I don't need to break the rig. Especially if you're not referencing it. But you should be referencing
I know, I was just because I knew that.
Okay. Yeah, if you try to delete history on him, it shouldn't work if he's referenced it, because that'll be locked out. All right, so I'm just getting him into a pose here where he's a little more relaxed. Alright, so now I can hit my button, which will select everything, and I'll just press S to set a key. Alright, so now I'm going to do his anticipation, and I'll just put it maybe on frame 20. So this is when he's about ready to jump.
I just have one quick, more stupid question.
What's up?
For the settings, it's stepped and linear.
Yep.
Okay.
Or linear and step. The first one is linear and the second is step.
Oi.
The other thing too is you don't want to have like a perfectly symmetrical guy. So I'm going to try to vary this up a little bit. Is that?
Tilting?
Yeah, tilt a little bit to one side maybe. And you should look balanced too. You might need to reposition his feet a little bit as well. And I'd probably want to spend a little more time on this than I am right now. I'm just kind of blocking this out really fast so I can get it done in class and you guys can have a lab. But basically you just want to really get decent poses out of this right here. Looking where he's going to jump. Back this up a little bit. So now if I set a key on all that, so now if I scrub through this, you can see he goes from here to here. So there's no animation here yet. Mine is just holding that pose until he gets this pose. So then maybe I'll duplicate that pose over to the other side. So maybe by frame 60, he's on the other side. So I can just move him forward. Grab his feet, grab his body mover. I should be able to slide that guy. His full body will come over. So maybe by frame 70, he's standing up again. Let me, there's no rulers in Maya either. This is a cheater way that I use rulers in Maya. I just open them in the window and I hit this thing on the top, pop that off, and I just position it where I want it. Of course, it kind of sucks with Windows 7 where it puts the shadow there, but whatever. It's fine. So I want to be able to move these foot movers and this. So at frame 70, he's right there. Basically, I just want to make sure that the feet are in the same position on frame 70 as they were on frame 60. Okay, so we've got him anticipating the jump. We have the landing part and then the stand up. So now all we need is the stuff in the middle here. So in the middle, actually let's do his takeoff first. So maybe on this frame right here. We're going to keep his feet where they are, but we're going to straighten them up again. And this would be forward, because he's jumping this direction. I'm actually going to take his feet here and move the ball roll happen. So he's up on his toes. And I'm not going to do both feet the same. Maybe this one is down a lot more. So he's going to kind of favor one leg over the other. You want to get a nice bend in his back that's against what he already had in the pose before. You want to get him extended as much as possible. And you may need to move the knee vectors too, so that the knees point the right direction. Put that other one back. Oh, it's in here. There you go. Can't help it. You have to make room when you do this stuff. It's not healthy. Right. This guy has a little bit of squash and stretch on the body too, so you can you want to do. But do it with reason. All right, so I'm gonna zero these arms out. Do you have a question or are you stretching? I guess stretching. Alright, so I'm going to bring these up. I can fly, everybody! I'm going to let these rotate in a little bit. I'm going to let his, I'm going to kind of lean forward like this when he jumps. Oh, is anybody going to GDC next week, by the way?
Who?
Is anybody actually enrolled in the class going to GDC next week?
That's that game conference.
Yes. Game Village. Are you going to that?
I was in my age. I don't know. I'm an
So am I. I work in a game studio. You know what? Don't believe the hype. Games are the best place to work. It's true. How come you're not going to go? You should totally go.
Well, it's because it's a guy invited me.
Well, don't go.
But it was
I want to go to the game development conference.
No, it was a free invitation.
That was the voice,
The only reason why I'd be able to go is because it's free.
Oh.
That's why.
Okay.
The
Too much
voice of the
information.
last
All right. Hey, don't go with the creepy guy.
I think
He told me I should go, and look what happened. No, don't go. That's the case.
What are you going?
No. I was going to go if we had a booth, if Sony had a booth, but we don't have a booth this year. So. I have been in the past, so it's a good time if you've never been.
Yeah, it's my first time.
You know what you do? This is what you do. When you go to something like that, this works for SIGGRAPH, Comic-Con, any of that stuff. Take Post-it notes with you, right? The smallest one you can find, and a pen. And when somebody gives you a business card, right, quick write on it, like what you talked to them about, and put it on the business card and put it in your wallet or your pocket or whatever. So when you get back, you know exactly who each person was, because you end up meeting so many people, you forget who was who or what you talked to them about or anything. But it's a good time. Yeah. It's totally worth going. If you get a chance, you should go. Unless a creepy guy asks you to go, don't go there. We got candy and everything.
So messed up.
All right, so there's my jump off the ground pose. So now the landing pose is going to be, I want to have his feet similar to that. So I'm going to do is kind of copy these keys over to here, maybe 350. I made it, everybody! Yeah, some people would do that. Okay, so I'm going to translate this forward, rotate this backward. It's okay if he looks off balance here because he's landing now. And maybe this foot isn't all the way down. But you land with your heels first. That's how you should land. Unless you totally eat it and fall. Which is fine if you want to do that, but make it believable. If he's going to eat it, make it hurt. I'm going to roll this, grab his toe bend.
Have you ever watched Wipeout?
Yes, my kids love that show.
Did you reference
Floyd.
falling and
My
jumping?
kids are like, Daddy, you should go out for that show because they do casting calls.
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
And,
My roommate's going to be on that show.
Is he going to be on it?
Yeah, it's cool. You know Felicia? Remember
Yeah.
Felicia? Her and her boyfriend are going to be on there.
They're actually going to be on the show.
They made it on the show. They actually went to the first round, but they didn't get past the first round.
Oh, wow.
So they'll be on the show though.
There was a guy I used to work with that was on that show.
I want to go on that show.
And he was awesome. He was a real athletic guy. He aced everything. He just blazed through the obstacle course, but his wife kind of sucked at it. And like, we get to the point where the one person goes and the other person, and she's like, I can't do this. He's like, go! I'm screaming at the TV.
No, it's entertaining, those shows, especially when you know the people.
It's like Double Dare without all the questions.
Yeah, it just gets right to what you want to see.
Because you know what sucked about Double Dare? You always had that one family that was just in it for the money. The dad was like a dentist or something, and he was like, would answer all the questions. You could see the kids were getting so frustrated, they just wanted to do the physical challenge.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. It's a family thing. It's just they wanted to do that.
What I hated in Double Dare was the dumb last thing that you have to find in the, you know, like the very end finale.
Oh, you get the flags out of the...
Yeah, and it's like a flag that you cannot find in like a group.
Yeah.
And it's like no one can find that
They're
flag.
like, I know what's in there.
I've seen like probably 80 families.
When I was a kid, my whole goal in life was to slide down that tongue into the whipped cream.
Yes.
That was all I wanted out of life. I didn't care what else happened to me. I just wanted to be able to slide down the tongue. And it never happened. I never got to do it. I'm going to go buy a crap ton of whipped cream tonight when I get home.
Yeah.
We're gonna bite my summer's.
No, he does unwrap.
Yeah, well, he's not doing anything now. Oh, no, he does that show on
Floyd,
Food
you know what
Network.
you should do? You should recommend that day for the, you know how the school likes to do their Wacky Wednesday thing?
That would be good.
Their recommendation thing before you go, just do it.
We had sumo suits in college and it turned like bloody because guys started to get really competitive. The sumo suits, you put on big padded suits and you wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, we also had the thing where you stand on the platforms and you got the
They had that here, right?
the jousting thing. The
Well,
guys
I
were just
started.
like hitting each other so hard. People were crying.
Chris, are you recording this conversation?
Alright, so I'm gonna do that. Alright, so here's my jump.
Like a huge, like the walls we have to jump on and nobody ever.
Let me, real time. So you can see my poses are decent, but my timing sucks. So how do you fix that?
Adding more keyframes.
How do you fix the timing of this? Like, I've got the poses working, but the timing is really too slow. So what do?
You select the frames you want to move around.
Yep, move frames around. So I'm going to select everything, and I can just slide them in here too. So this will probably go this way a little bit. This can all come this way. I have way too many frames. So just because you made a pose for that guy doesn't mean he has to hold the pose forever. It's just to get him from point A to point B with a nice arc and motion in between, right? So don't feel like just because you set a key there, you got to give it all this time to stand there and, I am landing now, and then I'm squatting down. Like, let it feel natural. So the only pose I didn't really do is this in-between pose where he's arced in the middle of the air. So in between here, like right around here, I'm going to bring him forward, probably like the midpoint. He's going to try to get higher. And then his feet will be here. Maybe this one foot is going to be, actually, let's see how he lands. He lands with his right foot down first, so maybe in this in-between pose here, this foot is already across and down. We're getting there anyway. Maybe this foot is kind of up. Where's his knee? Where's his knee? There it is. Now when you jump too, make sure that it's a decent jump. Like, you know, if you're going to jump across something, you wouldn't jump like that. Like, you know, be discreet. Maybe this does lag. So at this point, he's starting to level out one of his normal poses here. Maybe these are up just a little bit. And I know he's kind of doing the same thing with both hands, but you don't want to have like, I am perfectly mirrored, right? Because it looks like a no eye stance or something. You want it to be each arm kind of doing its own thing. Or working for the pose. Let's see, this would probably be forward. This goes back a little bit. This goes forward a little bit. Probably go down. He looks like he's jumping. I'm jumping right there. Just look at that. So you can see kind of what's happening here. Now the reason that you would work this way is because let's say you're working on, Ice Age 17 or whatever movie, and you get your shot and you've got a couple hours to show the director what you're going to do with it. Because they want to make sure the movie looks good, they want to be able to see it, they're going to show it to marketing, they might want to do a render for a poster or something, right? If I work like this, and I stop it on any frame, the guy's posed, right? You can tell exactly what he's going to look like in the font. He's not, maybe his timing isn't right. Maybe I'm going to work that more on his poses and stuff. But anybody can look at this and tell what that guy's going to be doing. And I've only worked on it for a couple minutes, right? So this also helps you kind of flesh out your ideas. So maybe once I do this, I don't really like that. Maybe I want him to jump a little more timid or jump his arms first so he can grab the edge of that ledge or something. But this allows more people than just me to see what's going to happen in here, right? It also lets you start to work out things like maybe I want to let his arms lag a little more. But that's pretty much it, right? So that's the blocking of the jump. So from here we start to spline stuff out. Anybody have any questions? Yes, no, yes. Is that a question face?
No, it's excited.
Okay, good. All right, well, I'm going to spline this out, but you guys can go ahead and start if you want. This will start lab, and yeah, the process is the same now. Once you start to spline, it's the same as what your midterm was, where you go from linear and steps to splining. And that's about it. Any questions?